Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of April, 2016, and this is episode 189.
Yep.
We hit the 190s next week, which means we're getting really close to 200. We're going to have to do something fun for 200.
Eat cake. Like the Knitmores.
I thought we would do that for our pot anniversary.
Oh, I thought they were like at the same time.
I don't think so. Because we'll have 11 episodes to go after this week. So 4, 5.
There's a calendar.
They might be close. They might both be in August.
Why don't you look at the calendar?
Because that would make it too easy. What are you saying? Why are you making me do something that would make it easier? Come on now. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it'll be in July.
Oh.
The second week of July. And our pot-iversary is not until the end of August. The 30th of August. 4 years, dude. That's a lot. Yeah. How did we get all sidetracked?
That's a fourth of my life.
Why must you distract me so? Her fault. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers. And a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Yes, we really are this random, probably 95% of the time. Dammy, we had somebody introduce themselves in the Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Sarah, who is S. Keeling from Canada.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. So if somebody's not a member of the Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our instructions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in our CALs and giveaways.
That's right. We have one this week. We will be reviewing a book and we are giving away a copy of it. And we have had lots of stuff come in the post and fall into our shopping carts, shopping bags. You know, like that yarn did. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about, so we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles?
These are my Bruce Banner socks.
They're fabulous.
Pattern is Cece's Vanilla Cappuccino socks. And they are on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. And the yarn is String Theory Colorworks Entanglement in the Aconite colorway.
So how, I ask you this I think every week, how long are you making the legs?
That long.
So you have about one small stripe and one wide stripe to go?
Sure.
Okay. So you should be done with those for next week's episode.
Yeah, I finished both heels I think last Wednesday.
That's awesome. Yay. Anything else you want to say about those?
No.
All right. What else are you working on?
You had a question for me.
That was the question.
Oh, that's not a very exciting question.
No, but I was
like a super exciting one. She was like, I was going to ask you a question about these, but I'll wait until recording. And the way she said it, she was like, I have a question about these. I thought it was like something super intriguing and exciting.
Do you intend to locate Mark Ruffalo and make him take a picture with you wearing the socks and him like being like...
I don't know if I could locate Mark Ruffalo. If he did, I don't think. I'd ask him, could you please like take a picture with me and my socks?
Anybody have a connection out there? Can we get Mark Ruffalo to you know, pose with Dammy and her socks? We might also have to include Rachel from Yarn in the City and her Incredible Hulk themed coffee date shawl, which I believe she is now calling a coffee date with Mark Ruffalo. So we might have to have like a whole... We should get him to come to the retreat for a photo op. Because Rachel will be there and you will be there. Anybody out there can take care of that for us? Yeah, just let us know. What else are you working on?
Oh, I started this row. Oops.
You're not done talking yet.
I know. I am working on this super secret Outlander project. Number 2, but you made the first one.
I did.
You did. So, these are on US 5. I don't know what's wrong with me. They're on US 5s, 3.75 millimeters. And the yarn is Pandia's Jewels yarn.
So,
it's almost all gone.
It is almost all gone, which is really great because we've got to do a photo shoot. And, well, we have to block the CAL first and then do the photo shoot. So, the kit is up for pre-order.
Yeah.
So, it is, there's a link in the show notes, but if you go to pandiasjewels.com, you can find it there. So, the kit is going to include 2 skeins of this yarn, the pattern from me, and goodies, and you can optionally add a project bag. And pre-orders are open until the 2nd of May, and then it'll ship in June. So, if you're interested in that, click the link in the show notes, and you can get your very own. Oh, I can tell you what the name of the yarn is now.
Oh.
I'm in love with an 18th century Scotsman. And what base is it on? I can't remember.
Good question.
Because she's making it available on all her bases, but the base for the CAL is the Delight base. What is it? Superwash Merino. In a DK weight, so you get 2 skeins of it. Yeah, the yarn is I'm in love with an 18th century Scotsman. Which may...
That it doesn't fit on the line.
No, that also may be the name of the CAL, although it might be too long for Ravelry, so I might have to abbreviate it somehow. I will play with that and see. Okay, are you working on anything else?
No. So what are you working on?
I'm working on a lot of things.
As always.
As always.
Good Lord.
I am missing a project.
What?
The pumpkin spice project bag.
Oh, I didn't know there was anything in it. I thought you only had 4 things.
No, it's the one that's on hiatus, but I need to show where I got. So, you finish that row, or stop now, and run and get it, and I will keep talking. So first up, and we have the windows open because it's a gorgeous day here today. So you may hear some birdies and fun things like that. First of all, I'm working on my zigzag blanket. The pattern is the 10 stitch zigzag by Frankie Brown. I'm on US 4s, 3.5 mil needles, and I'm still working with the mini skein set from the Knitting Goddess. I finished this color, and then I just started with this color. So it's a gradient set. So I should be done with this stripe next week, and then by next week, and then hopefully I will have enough left of the gradient to do another stripe, because that would be awesome. Next up, I am working on the Hubs birthday socks. These are my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern on Ravelry, and I'm doing it on US 1.5 to 2.5 mil needles. And this is West Shropshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the Bullfinch colorway. I can't remember if I'd finished this sock last week or not.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I finished sock number 1. And it is beautiful. And I'm working on sock number 2. So, let's see. So, it looks like that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 of the solid color stripes to go before the heel. So, but they're knitting up pretty fast. And his birthday is not until the 8th of May, so I still have plenty of time to get those done. I am also working on a pair of socks for me that I have called the Fashion Week socks. And again, they are my French Vanilla cappuccino sock pattern. They're on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and it's Knit Circus Greatest of Ease in the Fashion Week colorway. Now, last week, I asked the people.
Last week on Geeky Girls Knit.
I asked the people that are watching through their screens whether I should keep knitting or stop where I normally stop. And about 80% of the vote was to keep knitting. So I did. I did not make it all the way to knee high. I ended up about like mid shin high before I ran out of yarn. So here is sock number 1. So what I did was I did increases. I increased 2 stitches every 4 rows, starting like at the length around the toe. And yeah. And I ended up only having, see, I estimated very, very well. This is all that I had left. I thought I was going to run out. And so I had actually found some yarn that would have worked to finish, like binding it off out of the box of stuff up there for my blanket. But it worked. So now I have started the second sock, but I'm doing the second sock in reverse. So I started with the orange, so it'll be the opposite. So it'll go orange to purple. I do think that I am going to work on these until I'm really close to being done, and then stop and save them to finish them for Stash Dash. Speaking of Stash Dash, this is the bag I needed.
Very full.
It is very full. So I have been working on my Insanely Bright Contours shawl, which is a pattern by Louise Tilbrook that I have modified to make it deeper because I wanted to use more of the yarn. I'm doing this on US 8's 5 mil needles, and I'm using Kettle Yarn Co. Islington DK and Islington Fingering in the Para Pajgada colorway, Ginger's Hand-Dyed Splendor DK in the Liquid Sunshine colorway, and Lanatium Ex Machina Merino DK Twist in the Cherry Cabaret colorway. So I am now to the place where I have 1 row plus the I-cord bind off left. So let's see. See, you can't even hardly see because it's so big. I'm trying to get it where you can see this down here. And there was several people that said, we really were questioning when you showed us the 3 colors together, but it really works now. So, yes. So I have 1 row and the I-cord bind off to go, and this will be done. However, it is a lot of yards. Actually, it's a lot of meters because Stash Dash is in meters. And so I am saving this until Stash Dash starts so that I can get all of those meters. It's not going to zip close because it's too big. And speaking of Stash Dash, I have just opened this morning a thread in our Ravelry group called Stash Dash Chatter 2016, in which we can chatter about Stash Dash. So if you don't know what Stash Dash is, let me give you a little primer. It is hosted yearly by the Knit Girls, primarily Lala. Leslie said in this week's episode, if you ask her anything about Stash Dash, she's just going to refer you to Laura because she's in charge. So this isn't a long that lasts like the length of time of Lala's summer break because she's a school librarian. And you can count anything that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you finish during that time. But if it's a work in progress and you finish it, you get to count the entire yardage, not just the amount you finished during Stash Dash. And this is going to start on May the 27th at 1 minute after midnight Central Time and runs through 11:59 p.m. Central Time on the August the 15th. And I've put a link in that chatter thread in our group to the official thread in the the Knit Girls group. Jasmine from Knit More Girls is sure she's going to win Stash Dash.
Oh.
Yeah. she has a friendly rivalry competition with another podcaster who I can't think of right now. But anyway, so this year they have added more finish line levels. So this year there is a 3K, 5K, 7K, 10K, and 15K level.
That's a lot.
It is. I looked it up, and last year I finished just under 5,300. It was like 5298 point something or something like that. So I think I'm probably going to shoot for 5K again. The nice thing is you can like claim a post in the thread that I've linked to, and you can put all your stuff there as Stash Dash goes, and then you can decide which finish line to enter it in, because once you choose a finish line, you can't change. So I have claimed a spot. I am going to shoot for the 5K. So already I've got the insanely bright contours. That will give me quite a lot. I will have the Fashion Week socks because I will stop those at some point in the cuff and finish them. I will have all the preemie hats. I will have stripes on my blanket. I will have another project that I'm going to show you in just a moment. I'm also hoping to cast on and complete the Archiform, which is 17 skeins of yarn.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I think you might get more than 5K.
Well, but the, I can't reach it. The pattern's up there. The, hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
This is very long on your needles segment.
I know,
You're
and I
not
haven't
even done talking.
I'm not even done with on my needles yet.
Why don't we talk about Stash Dash and Yummies?
Well, because I was talking about putting my thing on hiatus. I am looking for the Archiform to tell you what the yardage is. So it's about 2,000 meters.
Wow.
If it takes all of the yarn that I've bought. So, I mean, that would be a good chunk of it right there. The higher levels, it's really hard to get unless you spin on a wheel. So, but she also said that this year, that if you hold yarn double, you get to count both strands of it and not just it together.
Ooh.
Which makes for my insanely bright contours, because I held the two
That's
strands
a
of fingering
lot.
doubled.
That's a lot.
So all of that to say that my contours is on hiatus until Stash Dash, and there is a Stash Dash chatter thread in the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group.
Stash Dash is like a month and a week from now.
Yes. But isn't there also the Ravelinics this summer? Is this Summer Olympics year?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to do something with the Ravelinics. I don't know what. I've participated since 2012.
Yep. I don't know when the Olympics are, though, because you could do, like, your planets project.
Ooh, yeah.
But I think his birthday might be before that.
His birthday's in July.
Yeah. When are the 2016 Olympics? August.
Oh.
So, in Rio. Rio de Janeiro. I have one more project that I'm working on that I have cast on since the contours is on hiatus. I have a tea towel in my bag that I am using, although it shouldn't be an issue because Linda commented on it. Let me tell you what I'm doing and then I'll explain. I am doing the Rock Hopper by Anna Maltz, and I'm calling it the Vintage Rock Hopper, which you might understand when I show you the yarns. I am using US 7's 4.5 mil needles. I am using Lacquer Yarns Tamar DK in the Red River colorway, so it's kind of a burgundy. I am using Kettle Yarn Co. Baskerville in the Dusk colorway, which is an indigo.
Just by touching it, I think it's going to get on you.
Yeah, it is.
Haha.
And I am using Bahram U Titus in the Crucible colorway. So do you see that these are like vintage Americana? So the reason that I have a tea towel. Is
Oh,
because
that yarn is going to stay in your bag.
Well,
Inside is white.
I don't think it's going to, because I'm about to tell you why. Because I posted on Instagram and the other social medias a picture because I was wearing really light colored clothing one day this week and I was knitting on this. And so I put a tea towel over me so it wouldn't come off on my clothes. And Linda from Kettle Yarn Co., because it's indigo dyed. That's why it's coming off. She said that she has not had any problems with it coming off on clothing, just on hands. And then somebody else, actually I do believe it was Anna Maltz, that commented saying that she hasn't had a problem even like wearing it and such, that she hasn't had a problem with it coming off on clothing. So apparently it just comes off in your hands. But anyway.
Will it come off when we soak it?
It might. I need to see about getting a color catcher just in case it does, especially since it's going to be partially gray. So here is what I have started. It's like, it doesn't look like much of anything. It's just garter stitch. Yeah. So yeah, I've just started this. You start with a whole lot of stitches and then you decrease. And so, yeah, it's going to take a while. So, this I'm also hoping to finish during Stash Dash. That's everything that I have on the needles right now. Plus all the Stash Dash info. Plus ordering the I'm in Love with an 18th Century Scotsman kit from Pandia's Jewels. Yeah.
This segment is almost 20 minutes long.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry. We probably should move on.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
This will be a very short segment, I promise. One finished project. This is my 2016 Preemie Hat number 16. This is my free top-down Preemie Hat pattern on Ravelry. I did this on US 6's 4mm needles, and the colorways are Bluebonnet Fibers Tarhi in the Sushi Yarn Along colorway, which was hand-spun that I got from Rebecca, and Windy Aaron with wool in the Island colorway. So I ended up not having enough of the hand-spun to finish, so I bound it off in the Island and used Island for the pom-pom, and I think it looks really cool. I don't think it is a problem at all. That's my FO for this week. Yay, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, man?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Apparently, I am stationery obsessed.
We've always known
that, but Sam from Knit Run Dig enabled me, and then it's just kind of exploded. So are you ready?
Exploded?
It exploded all over the world. First up, I got Winnie the Pooh washi tape. And I actually ordered 4 rolls of it because I sent 2 to Sam because she ordered some stuff for me and sent it to me, which I'll show you that in a few minutes. But these are the 2 Winnie the Pooh washi tapes that I got. The sellers are all in the show notes. Paso Kuma, Japan, Zaka, Ilo, and Cute Things from Japan. But some of them sent some extras. So one of them sent like this, it's washi tape. I love the kitties at the bottom.
I like the strawberries.
Yeah, that's like Kaylee. So there's all this washi tape. And then another one sent washi tape. Oh, that's a playing card.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on a playing card.
Coca-Cola playing card.
I love the Sesame Street one. It's so cute. And Mickey Mouse at the bottom. And then one of them sent these beautiful origami papers that I'll probably use for something else in my probably. But I'll probably use these for something in my bullet journal. So that's all the washi tape that I got, but I also got damn me some washi tape.
I like washi tape too. So
hold it closer so they can see.
This Wonder Woman washi tape. It's so pretty. It's from In the Clear on Etsy. I looked and looked for some just Wonder Woman theme, or you know, like something with like Winnie the Pooh, something Wonder Woman. I couldn't find anything, but then I found this seller that had this set that was Wonder Woman inspired. So I thought it worked. Mm-hmm. Yep. This makes 7 rolls of washi tape that I have. Oh, I have way more than that. That's because you have like 2 boxes of the same kind that have 4 rolls each in them.
6, 7, 8. I have 9 rolls open right now. Plus some more because there was a sale at Sainsbury's and we bought like 4 boxes of 3 rolls each. Anything else you want to say about your Wonder Woman washi tape? Oh, you liked the chevron thing that it came on.
Oh yeah. Pretty.
So next up, Fox and Cactus on Etsy is the most amazing sticker maker, I think, ever.
Well, what about Sweet Ava's papers?
Oh, she's good too. Fox and Cactus is based, I believe, in Australia. Is that right? I think that's
I
right.
think it's New Zealand.
Okay. Somewhere in that area of the world. So here's the first of 3 sheets. So yes, it is knitting kitties. Kitties. Sheepies.
Do those look like cats to you?
No, they're knitting sheepies. And balls of yarn. Here are more balls of yarn. Some knitting, some crochet. I'll have to find a crocheter to give the crochet ones to. And more knitting sheepies. And then for the hubs, huskies.
With food.
With dog food at the top. So these are the ones that Sam sent to me. After these arrived, Dammy and I kind of went a little crazy and ordered like 9 things or something. They're not here yet.
I want them to come here.
Stay tuned. They'll probably be here for next week's episode.
Mine are adorable.
Mine are too. And practical.
Mine are practical too.
No, I'm talking about those ones.
Oh.
They're practical.
Mine are practical too.
Sure.
They are.
So, yes, Fox and Cactus, highly recommend them. So I went to Ginger Twist Studio, which is our lovely favorite local yarn shop, because I needed knitting needles to knit the Archiform. So I picked up a set of Hayas. These are US 11s, 8 mil, with the 60-inch, 150 centimeter cord.
That's long.
Yes.
That's like just a few inches shorter than I am.
Yes. But it's a very long cardigan. Very long. Thus, the 2,000 meter 17 skeins of yarn that I'll be using. So I went to pick those up. No, yours. Show yours first, because it was the one that happened next, and then this one happened.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a skein of Ginger's hand-dyed Swell You sock in the Liquid Sunshine colorway. It's so bright. And I'm going to be doing something with this in the next few months.
Something very special.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Details coming sometime soon.
Very bright.
Sometime within 2016, you will get the details. Yes. And then this just hopped into my shopping bag. I don't know what happened. This is Chopped Ginger. This is the Teeswater fingering weight. It's 100% British Teeswater in the natural colorway. So I thought that I had fingering weight of the other 2 skeins of Chopped Ginger. I have DK weight. I bought this to go with this.
You keep making this. You could have just called me.
But I was sure that it was fingering weight, and it's not. It's DK weight.
I could have told you without looking at them because I know they're both DK.
So I will have to figure out something else to do with this, but I think I found a pattern that'll work for just the 2 skeins of DK. But so now I will figure out something to do with this. I'm actually thinking about how would this look. It's in my queue here. Hold that thought for just a moment. I'm finding the pattern.
Looking at your queue on my account.
Unicorn Party by Kathleen Doms. She's a fellow Starship captain. So what if I use this as the main color and got like some bright neons for the pops? Because it's mini skeins that you use. You use 1 skein of fingering weight. Wait, let's see, how much do I have? Oh, I don't have near enough meters. Well, okay, I'll figure out something. I will figure out something at some point. Yarn from Ginger Twist. Do we have anything else for Yummies before we start on our normal stuff?
No.
Other than you lovingly petting your yarn.
Yeah.
So let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. Tell us about it.
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of prompts for each month. This month is numbers.
Numbers.
Not the TV show.
Oh, that's a really good show.
You say that every time anyone says anything about numbers.
So this one is very cheater friendly in that you can like be, what is today, the 20th?
Yep.
You could like totally take it and do, oh, I have 20 rows to go, or I knit 20 rows on my sock today, or you can be very cheater friendly like how I have been and be like, today's day 20 of April. This is what happened.
Yes, so you take a picture related to the prompt and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. And we will release the May prompts list next week. Because May is in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So what...
That means summer.
Summer is soon. And it's finally maybe spring, knock on wood. We had some weird weather this week. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were the photos. Way to go. So it's never too late to participate. Just find the prompt for the day, take a picture, post it on Instagram. Make sure you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad in your caption, because that's how we find your photos. If we don't have it, if that's not in there, we can't find them. So now let's discuss upcoming events. I can't remember which of us talks about which.
The Indiebra Yarn Crawl 2016, the 3rd annual one, is going to be this year on Saturday, the 11th of June.
Yes. And more details are available on the website if you click in it, the link on the show notes.
There's going to be a party at the ocean.
Yes, at the Ocean Terminal with a pop-up market.
I'm excited for the ocean party.
So, more details about stuff that will be involved with that coming soon. And then we have the Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza 2016, which is a knitting retreat that you and I co-host with our friend Sam of Knit Run Dig. It is going to be in Farnham, UK, which is about 50 miles southwest of London, from Thursday the 10th of November through Sunday the 13th of November 2016. Sign-ups are now on our website,
geekypuffinknitpalooza.com.
We also are accepting applications for vendors.
At geekypuffinknitpalooza.com.
Yes. We've got lots of exciting stuff coming, and so you should definitely get signed up. I also wanted to mention, and I didn't look at the details. Hold that thought. Yarn. So our lovely friends at Yarn in the City, Rachel and Allie, are doing a special event that was just announced this week that we hope to be participating in. And it is the weekend before the retreat. So here's my proposal. You go on a 1.5-week holiday. You go to their event, which is called Yarnporium. It is going to be held the first weekend of November. I'm waiting for it to load. November the 5th and 6th in London. I'm trying to see if it says the location. I don't see the location right now, but it is in London. I know they talked about it on their most recent podcast. But it's going to be a marketplace, but also classes.
Ooh.
So you should come for the Yarnporium on November 5th and 6th. Sightsee in and around London at the beginning of the week. Then come to the Geeky Puff and Knitpalooza from Thursday to Sunday. Week and a half holiday. You'll still have plenty of time to travel home on Sunday, because we finish at breakfast on Sunday morning. I think it's a great idea. So I will highly advocate for you to do a Yarnporium, Sightsee, Geeky Puff and Knitpalooza holiday. Go for it. Okay? All right. Well, I think that's everything for Yummies, so let's move on to the next segment.
Now going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
Yes, so what are you reading?
I am reading Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. I am 3/4 of the way through with it.
Huzzah!
Yeah. But like I said, I think a good deal of the stuff at the end is footnotes, so I might be more than that.
Okay.
I don't know.
What else are you reading?
Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I am through chapter 29 of 50.
Okay, so you're over halfway. Mm-hmm. You're actually almost 60% done.
Willoughby.
And then we get to watch the movies, right? Or have we already watched them?
We haven't.
Okay.
We've only watched Emma and One Pride and Prejudice.
Okay. I am still reading A Travelogue of the Interior, Finding Your Voice in God's Heart in the Psalms by Karen Debajian. I'm trying to remember how far I am. I want to say around like 65%, 70%, somewhere around there. I did decide to put on hold the book I mentioned last week, Out of the House of Bread by Preston Yancey, until I finish the Karen Debajian book. So I picked up another nonfiction book, which I think I may have read before, but I'm not totally remembering, so maybe I haven't read it. A Life in Stitches by Rachel Herron, which I love Rachel's writing. I feel like I had probably read it, but I have forgotten a lot of it. So it's essays about her life and experiences. So I'm enjoying that. Fiction-wise, I rejoined Kindle Unlimited. And I read When I'm Gone by Emily Bleeker. Cried through most of the book. Oh, it was so emotional. So the premise is it's told from the husband's point of view. His wife dies of cancer and leaves 3 children behind. But then he starts getting letters from her that she wrote before she died. And then about 3/4 of the way through the book, it takes like this twist that you did not see coming at all. At all. I was like, what? But it's very emotional. So, but I enjoyed that. And then I am now reading the Codebreaker series by Colin F. Barnes. I read the first book, which was Alpha, and I'm reading the second book, Beta. And it is a post-apocalyptic fantasy sci-fi. Yeah. Humans have technology, and these androids have developed human sides, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I am reading that series. Both of those are on Kindle Unlimited. So let's talk some television. You want to start us?
Okay, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We're rewatching season 5. What happened? The time travel one.
Yeah, time travel on both things this week.
Yes, in both of them. In Star Trek Voyager, season 3.
Yeah, so we got 2 back-to-back time travels.
Ooh.
Hubs and I are watching season 3 of Roswell. I think we have 10 episodes left.
How's it going?
Craziness. So Isabel got married. Her husband found out she's an alien, but they played it off like he had gotten food poisoning and was delusional. So he doesn't really know that she's an alien. And the guy that her previous self had an affair with, and then the guy killed all of them, he found a way to come to Earth and tried to trick her into going back with him while she was on her honeymoon. And now Max and Isabel's dad is trying to figure out what Max is hiding. He has a whole bulletin board hidden behind a bulletin board and private investigator. And they found the Jeep that they crashed when they thought they were all going back to their planet. But then we watched the Christmas episode, so it was kind of a pause on things.
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, I think we have like 10 episodes left. Okay. So, do you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. We're watching season 8 of Castle. It's about the genie lamp.
Yes. We have not watched this week's episode yet, but I found out some Castle news that I'm not sure if you want to know or not, because I think it's going to make you very upset.
What?
Okay, this is totally spoiler for next season if you don't want to know. You might want to fast forward.
What?
They did not renew Beckett or Lainey's contract for the next season.
What?
It's been taken over by a new production team. And
I thought that happened last season.
It's happening like right now, like for the final episode is when they took over, and they did not renew Beckett and Lainey's contracts.
What?
So I'm like, what the crap are they going to do? Is Beckett getting killed off? Is she like,
what?
I don't know. I do not know what they're doing. And I think it's only, they were saying that they think it's only going to be like a 13 episode season 9. And season 9 might be the last. I was like, what? Yeah. I know. Okay, you can come back now if you fast forwarded. It's okay. It's really not okay, but it's okay to come back.
What?
Yeah. You and I are watching Blind Spot season 1, and Patterson followed the scavenger hunt that her boyfriend made for her before he died, and she ended up in danger and almost got killed. But then it all worked out. So we're okay. You're up next.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3. Salguera took control of the plane, the bus, and sent it into a Hydra base. Everything's terrible.
Yes. Yes.
And so this week is the Secret Warriors.
Yes.
There are only 4 of them. There's definitely more Secret Warriors in the comics. There's like only 4 Secret Warriors right now.
Okay, so we'll watch that tonight, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then you and I are watching season 11 of Criminal Minds, and we saw Rossi's ex-wife, and they tried to, heal the brokenness. And then we're watching season 1 of Criminal Minds Beyond
Boundaries.
Borders, and it was about fathers and daughters. So, you and I are watching season 3 of The Blacklist. Lizzie had a baby girl named Agnes, and then Lizzie died. She died. Seriously, she died. I did not see that coming at all. But apparently, they still have her on contract. So did she, fake her death and Mr. Kaplan helped her? But he thinks she's dead. What's his name? Red. He thinks she's dead. And the whole FBI team does too. And apparently they're looking at doing a spin-off with the husband.
Tom.
With Tom and baby Agnes. But what happens to Lizzie? Because she's still on contract. She hasn't left the show.
I think we'll find out this
Is this going to be
episode.
something like on Grimm where, what was her name, and then she turned into Eve?
I don't know.
He dated her. Juliet turned into Eve. Is that what we're going to have happen? Lizzie's going to turn into something else? I was like, what? I was like, no, she's not dead. She's not dead. No. You'll save her. She died. And then we watched Bones season 11, and Hodgins was in the wheelchair, and then he's not going to make it out of the wheelchair, they don't think, but he's hiding that from Angela. Dammy is my name source here, because I never remember names. The Hubs and I are watching season 5 of Grimm, and Adeline is a Hexen Beast again. And Eve threatened to hurt her if she hurts Nick. And Diana is back and appears to be about 8 years old because apparently she ages quickly. Because I was like, wait, she was just born like 2 years ago. And I think Wu is a Vesson. Something's happening with Wu. I'm not sure what. I'm watching season 2 of Outlander, which is not family friendly. Dammy does not watch it or read the books. It's not safe for your children. Please do not let your children read or watch Outlander. Okay? The costumes are amazing. Some of them are...
Who's the costumer?
Terry Dreisbach. She is the wife of Ronald Moore. And the costumes they're amazing because right now they're in France now, and like they're going to court and meeting with the king and all of the people in the court, and so they have to be dressed like amazingly. Although there was one dress, I'm not going to give you details because it's not family friendly, but I was like, seriously? I can tell you later if you want to know.
Sure.
It was I was like, what? Yeah, but the costumes are amazing. It's your turn. I've been talking a lot.
What? Oh, Elementary, season 4. So Moreland is on to Joan, the mole that was in his office that she then
Blackmailed
to
spy
on Moreland for her, got killed.
I'm surprised you didn't write down that Sherlock got a kitty.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Sherlock got a kitty for... Was it for Fiona?
No, it was from Fiona.
Oh, from Fiona. But then Miss Hudson was going to take it? No,
Yes.
Miss Hudson didn't want it there. It was a Sphinx kitty.
I thought Miss Hudson was taking it.
No, I think Miss Hudson didn't want the kitty there.
No,
Or
Joan didn't want it there. I think Miss Hudson wanted it.
Oh, because
So she was going to take it.
Sherlock was doing an ad for the kitty.
Oh, then she decided... Oh, I forgot. Yeah, she decided she didn't want it, and so he was doing an ad.
Yeah, I forget the kitty's name. It was the Sphinx kitty. Yes. Like Elodie that we saw at the kitty cafe here.
Yes.
You think those kitties are weird?
Yeah, they creep me out just a little bit.
They're very soft.
They are soft, but they just creep me out a little bit.
And warm.
So, I am... with protest watching season 5 of Once Upon a Time with the Hubs.
What happened?
The Hubs even has now said that it has kind of lost it and he did not think that it would get renewed for another season. It did. So we had in this episode Ruby and Dorothy from Wizard of Oz are in love. Ruby is Little Red Riding Hood. They're in love, and Ruby awakened Dorothy from the sleep with one true love's kiss.
Aww.
And then Charming and Hook changed the headstone so Snow can now go home to baby Neil.
Oh. So whose name is on the headstone now?
Charming's.
Oh.
Because it had Snow's name on it. And they couldn't like just take his name off. It had her name off. It had to be replaced. And so Hook scratched it out and
With his hook.
I believe so. Either that or his sword, one of the two. And put Charming's name on it. So Snow went with Ruby using the slippers.
The ruby red slippers?
Yes, except for they were silver.
Yes, that's the color they are in the book. The reason that they're red in the movie is because they wanted to take advantage of Technicolor.
So she went with... Snow went with Ruby to Oz, and then she's going to be sent home to Storybrooke. I believe that the reason they did it this way is, I believe she's pregnant again in real life, and so by doing this, I think it gives her a little bit of time off to have the baby.
There's gonna be lots of babies.
Because they didn't ride the baby into this season. So I think that's why they did it. So, your turn.
Okay, Supergirl, the season 1 finale. I didn't know it was the finale.
I didn't either, but now I have gone through and on our list, our TV list, gone through it and looked up when all the season finales are and put them in because, you know, I'm uber organized like that.
So they saved the world from Non and Indigo. Yay.
Yay.
Yay, everyone's safe now. But then at the end...
Wait, you didn't talk about her and James.
Oh.
They're together.
Oh.
They're together.
Okay. So and
there was the whole family thing too, the family dinner.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, say it.
So at the end, they're having all a nice family dinner when another Kryptonian pod crashes into the Earth. And so Kara and John go to check it out. And Kara opens it and she's like, oh my gosh. But we don't see who's in the pod.
Here's my prediction. It's her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's, like, something with that, like, duplicate, like, in the comics, there's, like, always, like, duplicate Supermans or duplicate Supergirls.
Yeah. My guess is gonna be it had something to do with Fort Ross, and it made a duplicate that was delayed in getting to the Earth. Oh, we also didn't talk about that Kat promoted her.
Oh, yeah.
She's got her own office now, but she doesn't know what her job's gonna be, that she has to decide.
And Kat does know her name.
She does. She called her Kara.
Yeah, and you know how they've been making lots of jokes about Harrison Ford?
Yes.
I now get them all, because Calista Flockhart is married to Harrison Ford.
Yes.
I just now got them.
Yeah, so Calista Flockhart, who plays Kat, is married to Harrison Ford in real life. And then the hubs and I are watching NCIS LA Season 7. Granger's daughter was back in this episode, and they, like, had some healing because, like, he didn't know she was about her for a number of years, and then she didn't want to see him, and then she's a spy, but now he's helping her get out of it, and going to be able to assist the U.S. government, because I believe she was from North Korea, if I'm remembering right. And that's all of the television for this week. It was a lot. And there's a lot coming up because there's a lot of season finales happening towards the beginning of May. But some new, some stuff coming back too that hasn't been on. So
For the summer.
We'll probably finish the double Star Treks this summer.
Yeah.
And then we have some other things on our list to watch. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our Sheepy Spring CAL.
Yes, this is for the months of March, April, and May. It started March 1st and runs through the 31st of May. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to spring.
You can do that in a number of ways. For example, by its color. Green is a springy color. Colorway name, purpose, pattern name, design, element, or if you can't think of anything else, you made it in the spring.
That's right. No whips are allowed. You have to start your project March 1st or later and finish it by the 31st of May. Feel free to poly dip in other cowls as long as it fits in with the rules. Every project you finish and post in the FO thread counts as one entry into the giveaways. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. If you want to tag your projects, the hashtag is GGKSSK16. We'll lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of June and draw winners on the podcast after that. You'll have 30 days to claim your prize. Speaking of prizes, we have all these lovely prizes that are on our screen right now. They can't see you waving your hand because the picture's on the screen.
Just imagine.
If you would like the details about these prizes, you can go to the show notes at
geekygirlsknit.com
or tune in to the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. Thank you so much to our sponsors, our donors of prizes. You're the best. We love you guys. I think that's everything except for you telling us who finished projects this week. So why don't you give some shout outs?
Aidbar ×2, Army Tink 08, Artist Girl, Bindi J, C Howard 06, Crazy Knitting Fool ×2, Crouching Cheese, DG White ×2, Falling Star...
No, DG White ×4.
Oh, DG White ×4, Falling Star 12 ×2, I Knit Socks 2 ×2, Caden H 13, Kana Soup ×2, Katie Did What 1, Knit Crazy Kate, Little Angel SJ2 times 5, Little Monkey's Mom 85, El McCall, Mama Bug 89 times 3, Mother Z times 10, Napier's Knits, Scrap Fair, The VFB times 3, This Dove Knits, Tiny Dancer Knits, Twisting Pearls, Vegan Jelly times 4, Yarny Mom times 2, and Yarn Seeker.
Great job, everybody. You still have about 5.5 weeks to get your projects done, so keep working on them and get them posted. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
I think I should ask the question because you actually deal with the first 2 questions.
Oh. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. So, Julia, who is Julia Knits Jeff from New Zealand, asks, maybe we should ask the questions one at a time. So, she's first up, she says, Hiya, just wondering how you look after your hand knit socks. Hand wash or machine wash?
Hand wash.
Tell us your process.
I put them all in this little tub thing. It's like
Rectangular.
this big.
Fits in the sink.
Yeah, and I fill it with warm water.
Not hot.
Yeah.
Not cold. Just warm.
Okay.
Okay.
I fill it with warm water, and then I all the socks. I leave all the socks in there, and then I fill it with water, and then I put a little bit of wool soap stuff.
So like soak or eucalyptus or something like that. One of those types.
And then I mix it all around in them so all the socks get some of it. And I just leave them to soak for a bit and then pour all the water out and I squeeze the socks out.
Gently.
Yes.
Not like wring, like just squeeze.
And then
Then that's the next question. Do we put them in the dryer or do we air dry them?
we don't have a dryer. If
No.
we did, we wouldn't put them in there anyway.
No.
No. So, air dry.
So we have a drying rack in our bedroom that she hangs the socks over and they dry in the air. The third question is, how have all the different blends and brands worn? Anything that we have made with nylon in it has lasted without any issues.
So some of the early socks you made that you put in the washer and dryer, they shrunk.
Yeah, or they didn't hold up well. But since we've been hand washing them, they've all been fine. The only ones that, and it's not a problem, but just to say, the yarns that I've used sometimes from the Knitting Goddess have fuzzed up as they're worn. Kind of like, not really pilling, but just, they're very fuzzy. And I think it's just because of whatever the sheep breed is that she tends to use in that base. It just causes it to fuzz up a little bit more. But it's not an issue. I mean, I still wear them. The hubs wears them. Yeah, so it's all... Somebody's playing their music very loudly outside, and we have the window open. Yeah, so as long as they have nylon in them, they have all held up. We've had to get rid of socks more because they've finally worn out after years and years of constant wear versus the wash causing some problem. So when they've worn out, it's just because we've been wearing them for such a long time. That was a good question, though. Thanks,
Yep.
Julia. So what should somebody do if they have a question?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls 79 Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, well, we have a review and a giveaway, so we should move on to the next segment. My face is like lit up because the brightness on the iPad is so bright. Okay.
And now it's time for a reviewing giveaway.
So, the lovely Rachel and Allie from Yarn in the City, who are hosting the Yarn Emporium, they had a book come out, and they graciously sent us a copy to review, and they gave us one to give away. So, we'll talk about the giveaway in a few minutes, but first we're going to review it. So, this is the London Craft Guide by Yarn in the City. Hopefully that's showing up well. So, what this book is, it starts with an introduction, and then I'm going to show you it in the table of contents. They talk about different shops. So they do it by type of shop and then by location. So they start with yarn, And they tell you about the shops that are in Central London, North London, East London, and South London. And then they do fabric, and they do the same thing.
There's so many different parts of London.
Yep. And then they do haberdashery stores. And then they do some projects and resources. So we're not going to like talk through all the shops. I was like, at first I was like, how interesting is this going to be to read about all these lots of shops? But it was very interesting, actually. So they start with an intro, and then, let's see, let me find a shop that let's talk about. Okay, so for example, this is Fringe. So they have lovely photography that they've done at the shops. And then they have the name of the shop, the location, snippets about it, stuff that is local, so next to it. So, like, there is a paint your own pottery place next door to Fringe, and it's a fun spot to visit with kids. They also tell you a local tip that Fringe is located on a block of friendly shops and restaurants all in a row. We particularly enjoyed Owen's, a lovely deli and cafe just a few doors up the road from Fringe. And then they give you the contact info and their opening hours. It's brilliant. So they do that with lots of the shops. So that one's so pretty. I like that one. That's a really nice picture. That one is
Knit with Attitude.
Knit with Attitude. That's the one we went to, didn't we?
On
the Great London Yarn Crawl.
I think we went to Fringe too.
We did.
And Loop.
Yes. Which are all in here. And then you get into the fabric shops, and so there's one.
Also pretty.
They are. There's one in particular that I want to show. I'm trying to get to it.
Snatch on this.
There it is. Liberty.
We should go.
We should. They've got gorgeous yarn. I mean, not yarn. Fabric. So again, they have the name, the location, and a blurb about it, and then contact info and opening hours. They do a lot of kits, and they have fabric from Kath Kidston, and then they have their own iconic Liberty Prints fabric. I think I've looked at their fabric online before. So there's here's another really nice one, the Village Haberdashery.
Rainbow.
They have lots of lovely stuff. So there are tons and tons and tons of shops. How cute is that? It's a purple shop. It is so over it.
Oh, that's the one with the like cafe and their own big space
Yes.
for sewing machines.
Yes. So it says this. Let me show you this. So over it. It says that the sewing cafe promises unlimited cups of tea for £6 per hour, and the use of the shop's Genome sewing machines and overlockers. They also have classes, and they have a sewing cafe. Oh, that happens one day a week at each location. So there's 2 locations. It is. And then we get to the haberdashery shops. And they say that a lot of the shops have like more than one of the categories. Mm-hmm. So they've put it in the one where it's like the most. So if they are more a yarn store than a fabric store, they put it in yarn. So beautiful is that? Nice. So this is Beadworks, and how gorgeous are those beads? They're fabulous. This is McCulloch and...
Actually, I think this one is from McCulloch and Wallace.
Oh, I thought... No, this is it. This is from McCulloch and Wallace right there. See?
Oh.
McCulloch and Wallace, look at all the beautiful buttons. This shop cracks me up. This is VV Rouleau. Look at the outside.
What is it?
It's ribbons.
Oh, how do they keep them dry?
I have no idea. They sell ribbons and trim. There's their page.
And what ribbons and trim? That's what it says.
Yeah. This must be... Here's the London Bead Company. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have a section called Day Trips. So these are ones that are within easy reach of London. So to the north, they do Cambridge, and they give you several shops. They also talk about Oxford. To the south, Brighton, which Brighton is gorgeous. We went there for the
Unwind.
Brighten. It was just,
2014.
yeah, it was a 1-year event. Faversham.
Yep.
So there's a day trip to Faversham. To the west is Bath, which Yarn in the City does quite often stuff in Bath. They do a Christmas craft crawl to Bath. And I think that Rachel has taught at a yarn story. Then we get to the project section.
Mm-hmm.
So these are not just knitting projects. They are lots of different kinds of projects. The first one is called Because Sock Yarn by Kate Atherley. And it is, just one second, let me make sure that I'm telling you correctly. It is a shawl and mitts pattern for one skein of sock yarn.
Ooh.
There is the mitts up close. So what she tells you to do is if you want to make both items, make the mitts first and then make the shawl a scarf with what's left over because you can adapt it to any yardage. The mittens are done on 2.5 mil and the shawl is done on 3.5 mil. And it's a lace pattern and there is a chart and written instructions. Next up we have the Candy Bag by Cecile Balladino. And it is done with fingering weight. And this is a crochet project. It is done with a 3.5 mil crochet hook. Then after that, we have the Going Underground Bag by Jackie Harding. And this is a sewing project. It uses fat quarters to do. Isn't that cute? That'd be perfect like for going to on a little yarn crawl, you know, you'll have a bag to put all of your yarn you buy in, but that'd be perfect for your wallet and phone and such. And then after that, we have the Knightsbridge Shawl by Anakin Alice. This is a lace weight shawl, which is lovely. It's gorgeous. I don't knit with lace weight, and we discussed this on a previous podcast. And apparently I enabled Jilly from Vegan Jilly to say that she also does not like knitting in lace weight. She likes to knit lace. I like to knit lace patterns. I've done socks with lace patterns and such, but I don't like to knit with lace weight. And that's okay. So this is done with lace weight with 3.5 mil needles. It's charted and written. There's lots of charts. 5.
I think they took pictures for that in Brighton.
Possibly.
Ice cream.
Yep. It's
There's
beautiful.
that one ice cream shop.
Oh, it was so yummy.
Really good.
Then next up is another sewing project called the Knitter's Tool Roll by Catherine Hopkins. It's done with a fat quarter plus scraps or 80 centimeters of cotton fabric. And it's so cute. It is really, really cute for you to be able to put your scissors and needles and hooks and all kinds of stuff in. And then we have the
La Vie de l'Amour
by Fiona Hamilton McLaren, and it is a pair of socks. They're really, really cute. They are inspired by the Romance of Paris. And she thinks it looks like Eiffel Towers.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Although
Yeah.
that picture is upside down.
Yes. It's done on 2.25 mil needles, and it is, trying to see, it's toe up.
Looks like there are 4 sizes. No, 5.
4.
No,
5. You're right, 5. It looks like it's knit toe up. Interesting, because it has you provisionally cast on. Right foot, left foot, heel, left foot, leg. Huh. Maybe she just means like, I mean, maybe she's just using a different term for the Judy's Magic cast on.
Yeah.
And then we have the South Bank Shawl by K.M. Bedigan, who is our friend Kirsten. Look how beautiful this shawl is.
I like the one picture of it when it threw it up in the air.
So this was inspired by the London Eye, which is a giant Ferris wheel constructed for the Millennium in London. This is done with fingering weight, and you can either do the half circle or the full circle version. You'll need 1 or 2 skeins depending on which way you do it. It's done on 4mm needles, and it has beads that are optional. It has a lot of charts.
That's so many.
Like 7 charts, but it's also all written out. Yes, how fabulous is that photo? And
I only hope it didn't blow away.
I've seen it in person,
Ooh.
and it's beautiful. And then we have the Waterloo Mitts by Rachel Brown and Allison Thistlewood, who are Rachel and Allie of Yarn in the City. These were inspired, they are calling it a hat tip to the Union Jack. These are fabulous. They are done on 3.5mm needles. It's DK weight, and you'll obviously need 3 colors. It's 4 sizes. And there's a chart of the color work transition. I'm not good at color work, but this might be one that would be easy enough that I could maybe do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's another photo of them. They're really pretty. You could have such fun with that. You could do it like in a gradient color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be fabulous. Then we have the Zigging Hat and Cowl by Renee Callahan. These are Aran weight. They're lovely. 5.5mm and 2 skeins of Aran weight. So like 330-ish meters. And let's see. Oh, and you hold the yarn double.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice and warm.
Yes. And then they have a section for mini craft crawls. So what they do is they give you suggestions for areas of the city, and they give you tips for how to make your own craft crawl. And then they have the stitch glossary, and then they have the pattern pieces for the going underground bag that you like blow up and then cut your fabric. And then we have Rachel and Allie, who are fabulous, fabulous people. And that was the London Craft Guide. It is available on their website, yarninthecity.com. And it is also available as a digital download, which is what we got. So they gifted us that for us to review. We had no obligation to give it positive reviews. We just liked it. And I should also mention that Rachel is my tech editor, so I do have that bias that I work with her. And Rachel is also teaching at our retreat. She is teaching a swatching success class and a spin doctor class to be determined by the attendees whether it's going to be a wheel or drop spindle. But so what did you think of the book?
I liked it.
I did.
Now I want to go back to London.
I know. We're not going to go down for the Great London Yarn Crawl because we'll be down there in November for the Yarnporium and for the retreat. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth looking through, especially if you're going to travel to London, or if you're London located, that'd be great. Or if you just want to do some of the projects in it, it's well worth the price just for the patterns alone, especially if you're multi-craftual and can do some of the sewing projects. So they gave us one digital copy to give away. So we're going to leave this thread open in our Ravelry group until we record episode 191. And the question we want you to answer, I didn't run this by you, but this is a question I decided on. What is your favorite craft shop that you've ever been to? I need to put the word ever in there. I didn't put ever. That you've ever been to. Because you might enable somebody who might be traveling to your location to go to a certain craft shop. So go to our group, Geeky Girls Knit on Ravelry. You must be a member of our Ravelry group to win. and post your answer, and we will draw for the digital copy in 2 weeks' time. And a big thank you to Rachel and Allie for giving us the copy to review and for giving us the giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Or if you don't wait, I forgot. If you don't want to wait to see if you win, you can buy the book on yarninthecity.com, or you can buy the digital download on Ravelry. Yes. Okay. I don't know if I said that before, but if not, I did then. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show.
Yay!
We do have an announcement.
An announcement.
You're not the first to know. Sorry. But my Christmas reference in case you didn't get that. Dammy is starting a drawing class next week. And it meets on Wednesdays, which is when we record the podcast. So, what we're going to do for the 5 weeks of her class, we are going to shift to recording on Thursdays, and the podcast will go live on Fridays. Once we finish those 5 weeks, we haven't seen the schedule yet for summer classes.
Yeah.
So there might be something you want to take in the summer, so we may have to shift depending on when that class meets. But for the next 5 weeks, you'll get the episodes on Friday instead of Thursday. Hope that's okay. We're trying to make it work around school and everything. So, other announcements, just a reminder that we have the 52 Weeks of Charity CAL. All the details are in the Ravelry group, and we talk about it on the second podcast of every month. A humongous thank you. We've had several new sponsors this week on Patreon. We love you guys muchly. You're amazing. So you can support this podcast through Patreon, and the money that is donated, we are saving up to better some of the technology that we use to record the podcast. You can donate as little as $1 and as much as more than that, but you get, I don't remember what the top limit is.
As much as more than $1.
I don't remember what the top level is. But we have rewards for every level, and if you're not able to do this, it's not a problem at all. But if you are able to, we really appreciate your support and helping us to better the podcast, especially as we look ahead to you.
The future.
Yeah, to you, what you're going to do after high school.
Yes.
Yes. So if you're interested in learning more about Patreon and how to sponsor us that way, you should go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
That's right. If you'd like to make a one-time donation to the podcast, you can go to our website,
geekygirlsnet.com.
and there is a PayPal button at the top, in the top right, in the sidebar. If you are shopping on Amazon.com or .co.uk, if you click through our website first,
geekygirlsnet.com.
yes, and then purchase something, then Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you purchase. We don't know who is buying what or anything, and it doesn't cost you any extra. But this is a great way to help us pay for postage for shipping out prizes, primarily is what that is used for, because shipping has gotten craziness. Like, I can't totally afford to buy much stuff from the U.S. anymore because shipping has gone up to somewhere between like 10 and 12 pounds, even for something really small to be shipped from the U.S. So craziness. I'm not sure. And it is quite expensive to ship from here to the U.S. as well. So, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, if you are going to shop on Amazon, if you click through our website first, we'd appreciate it. I think that is everything. So why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. We hope that your weather is behaving and being beautiful like it is here in Edinburgh today. We might have to take you for a walk or something. We'll see. And happy knitting. And we will talk to you guys next week on Friday instead of Thursday. All right. Happy knitting. Bye.
Bye.
Hiya, we're taking you on a walk outside our flat. You should show them the bushes. They're blooming.
The bushes are blooming. Let me show you. If I can cross the road. Ooh. Takes you on a tour. Beautiful bushes. Beautiful. Sometimes I see cats around here. Once I saw a fox.
Show them the bushes over there because this is like right outside our window.
This is right outside our kitchen window. This is the bee bush. In the summer of 2014, it was covered in bees for the entire summer. But now there are very few flowers on it, so there have been very few
Pull it
bees.
closer so they can see the pretty purple flowers. Close to one.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Here.
And then our cherry blossom tree.
This is what the bees like this year. This is what the bees like. Cherry blossom tree. It's tiny.
Yep, there's a bee right up there.
Hello, bee.
Oh, there's more than one bee.
Hello, bees.
It's a beautiful day in
It's
Edinburgh.
a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. When we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please?
How long is
Won't
this song?
you be my neighbor?
Okay, this is gonna stop now.
Bye.